Okay, so we have the curated list of webs here. I kind of reordered them a little bit, but and put up some updates, but it's mostly the same thing from last meeting, so 2 weeks ago. Um, since then, we've had the schedule posted, so or merged. It was actually posted, but not merged with the final dates. So we have let's see what's important here. The web freeze is right here. So that gives us a little less than a lot more less than a month. And then we have the code freeze in October. So that gives us time to actually work through the implementations. So that's not too bad. Um, yeah, that's basically it for the dates. And back to the document. We can really do any order of the webs. Let's see, we have here. Anybody want to talk about um, the IO thread web or even two webs, if I remember correctly?
Yeah, I can speak on that quickly. So I think we are planning to just keep it as the one VEP, but the latest updates were the question about how we're dealing with the auto policy across the two bus types. Because the way that we have to handle it for the new VirtIO SCSI implementation requires the auto policy to behave slightly different, where we're essentially allowing the SCSI devices to have access to a pool of threads instead of the current behavior of them just having access to a single thread. So the proposal was that we modify the current auto policy behavior for block devices as well to have access to the auto thread pool the same way that we're going to expose it for SCSI. So I think we can tack that on in the same VEP instead of opening up a follow up. I think it can be housed under the same feature gate, and maybe I don't know. We're just talking about maybe graduating it differently, but I guess we can discuss that.
Yeah. Um, yeah, the policy auto thing that's been around for ages, and with the feature gate, it's okay to change behavior, but the graduation is going to be weird when
Mhm.
folks pretty sure everybody will want it, but it is a different implementation, so we might need like a different approach on the graduation side, like a toggle. But yeah, actually, I spent some time last week looking into this. I don't think anybody will not want this, and I think it could be viewed as a performance issue. But yeah, it's as Kevin said on your PR, it's just a backwards compatibility question, and
Right.
he even hinted at breaking for this. So we have a vert maintainer that's pushing to that side, but I still think we can take it a little more conservatively and just put it behind a toggle.
Mhm.
But other than that, I think the VIP is pretty clear. To me, it's LGTM, I think. You have some process comments though here.
Yeah, I think I woke up to some new one this morning that was just I just mentioned I need to clean up the goals. So I added the extra blurb about uh, the auto policy changes, but I can fix that pretty quickly.
Okay. Anything else about this one? Do you want to talk about that other IO thread change with AIO?
Right. Yeah, so that was outside of this VEP. This was just more of the um, we had a couple of surrounding bugs in that area. Um, yeah, hold on, I'm pulling up.
Yeah, take your time. I need to sign in here.
Okay, yes, yeah, the PR that you have linked here is the VEP implementation, but we have the bug that was found, I guess, a while ago, um, where we see CPU interruptions that occur during um, uh, VM workloads that are running real-time applications. Yeah, let me post the slightly different. Right, so this one kind of just turned into the plugin extension PR, um, which is just going to essentially enable us to use the plugin that I'm proposing to solve this issue along, with hand in hand with um, an instance type. Um, I think right. The remaining question that I was looking into a little bit last week was how we want to like store these manifests. Um, for essentially, for folks that are running into this interruption issue, if we want to, yeah, go down the path of saying that this is a supported plugin that we're aware about, and we know that this will address it. But yeah, the
Yeah.
implementation kind of got split because we were like talking about fixing it directly in KubeVirt, but it requires directly setting um, those new libvirt domain elements
Yeah.
to some hard coded value, which we didn't really want to necessarily control for all the users. And so essentially, what we're exposing here is, or I guess we're just extending the plugin code so that you can deploy this new plugin that lets that lets users set that configuration on demand when they need it. But
Mhm. Yeah, I think this was like a bit of a big topic to jump into. We don't
yeah,
have a
yeah,
yeah. I'm sorry
yeah,
to bring
no,
this up.
it's okay.
We can talk about this offline. I'm pretty sure the main discussions are still being taken in like private lists. So it's
Mhm.
let's wait until this has like a public VIP or a PR to implement it in the Qubit tree. I hate to
Mhm.
like start diving deep into it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. No, I just
I just saw the two links and I assumed this was that one. It's not.
No, yeah,
Yeah, sorry about that.
no worries, no worries.
So yeah, just that one VIP for the mapping for Verdaioskazi. I think it's close. Anybody with any issues, this would be the window to raise them. I think we're going to start pushing this towards merging, or at least root approval. Okay. We have the CBT topics here. It's a bunch of them, and I'm not sure who's here. I know a bunch of folks are out. Um, does anybody want to talk about any of these? I have them on my list, but to be honest, I still didn't get to review them properly.
I own two of them. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, I own the improved full mode design and multi-checkpoint criminal backup, um, both of which require additional reviews. So far, only Alvaro was kind enough to review them. Yeah, I can give a short summary for both of them. The first one, this one improves the pull mode design by trying to remove the backup tunnel, the reverse proxy established from the Vert launcher to the Vert export server. That was necessary to actually query the internal NBD socket in the Vert launcher and transfer data over HTTP, like an HTTP shim from the Vert export server. So this VEP pretty much proposes to just bind mount that socket into the Vert export server mount namespace using the Vert handler, which would allow us to remove that entire tunnel. There are also some other suggestions to improve the general efficiency of, or rather improve the throughput performance for read of pull mode. But yeah, like the main idea is to remove the backup tunnel.
Okay. Yeah. I
So,
definitely. Yeah.
yeah, so that's the first one. The other one, multi-checkpoint actually plans to add a new feature, like a feature-gated feature, which is multi-checkpoint support for CBT backups. Right now, we only support a single checkpoint persistency, which means that if a backup failure fails for some other reason beyond what we deem as a failure, for example, like an external failure, then currently vendors can actually use a previous checkpoint and start a backup from there. So this feature should allow that.
Okay. See, and I don't have a lot of activity. Okay. We have Alvaro here, and I've been saying this for a while, but this is definitely on my list to review this week.
Yeah.
Cool. We have the offline or declarative VM state, but I don't think we have Alvaro here.
Yeah, I haven't seen. I mean, I have seen some more engagement in both the declarative VM state PVC and the offline criminal backup. I know that Eddie reviewed both, if I'm not mistaken. Um, so yeah, we
Yeah,
definitely do
he.
need more reviews there, but it's in a better shape.
Mhm. Eddie was concerned about a security issue with the
Yeah.
VM state, with the declarative VM state VIP. To be honest, I wasn't seeing it on a high level, but I also didn't review the VIP thoroughly. and offline incremental. I'm not sure either. What about utility volumes?
So
For
utility volumes would just be updating. It's not even updating the graduation criteria. It's just opening the AVEP to, or rather a PR to update the beta graduation release. Currently, I believe it's 1.9. It should be 1.10. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Didn't we need to have the memory dump volumes using utility volumes, or are
Yeah,
we deciding that that's not required?
yeah, no, that's already part of the graduation criteria for beta. Like there's no need
Mhm.
to update anything in the web itself. Just implement it for this release.
Got it.
okay,
I'm missing CBT related VEP here for automatically created uh, PVCs for the backup.
interesting. Somehow missed that. Which one is that?
And it's like auto provision virtual machine backups target PVC. I don't think actually it's not a VEP, so it's just like a thing. Um, Actually, so the question is, should it be a vet? Because I have a PR for it, and the PR adds a field to the status of the virtual machine backup to indicate, hey, this is the PVC we used. So yeah, I don't know if that would require a vet or not, since it's actual API change. I guess that's more my question.
Yeah. Um, what's the so for auto provision to occur, you would need a new API field.
I would, yeah, I need a field in the VM backup that says this is the PVC that was created, or this is the PVC this backup is using.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it. Can you maybe extend the VEP like the original one? Somebody doing that, or yeah, like multi-checkpoint, or would that already be abusing 25?
I guess I can do a 25.2 or something.
I
I
mean, yeah,
I wanted
it
to have the
would.
discussion if we need a VEP or not, because it literally is just adding a status field with the name on it. I guess it's sort of analogous to the VM state PVC information being in the VMI state.
There have been some disputes in the past regarding the requirements of a VEP for an addition of an API field. Usually, it's a yes. Um, yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. I think we probably should. I think it could be a VEP amendment similar to the pool mode design improvement one, which is just edits the existing VEP, because this is mostly an internal thing rather than like an internal design change rather than an improvement or an enhancement.
Would it be
Right.
okay to just add it to that current improvement one? Like, or is that one too late in the review process to add that change
I
there?
think it's just too different. Like they're touching on two separate things.
Okay.
But it should be a very short one, right? I mean, it's just yeah,
Yeah, the PR itself is relatively small too, so it should be very small. Literally,
yeah.
the only thing on an API perspective that changed is I added a field in the status that says, "Here's the PVC we used." And that's it. You know.
Yep.
Okay. So should I add it here, or I guess we will have one for next meeting?
Yeah, I really wanted to avoid the vet process if I could, but it's going to be a very small, simple vet, I guess. But since it's an API change,
Yeah. Yeah, I get the desire to want to avoid it. Okay, so do we have any other webs for CBT? Cool. So OCI artifact, I can speak a little on that. We won't have Felix here, but he did present it last meeting, and we've had some back and forth, both on the web itself and offline. Basically, I think this web is being too forgiving towards CDI. Like it really just kicks the must-haves to CDI, but I feel like this new import controller is absorbing too much complexity in it. I was even I was game to accept some of the problem domains in CDI, like the size guessing and stuff like that. But yeah, I think we're getting close on that. I don't remember if I commented. Yeah, I did have a comment here. Felix updated the web to include a layer structure instead of a digest. So basically this is going to look like this on the registry.
Yeah, I personally don't have an issue with it. It just allows us to extend further if we would ever want to do it.
Yeah, I flipped to, I have the same approach now. Like I pushed back a little, but I don't mind. Like it's all extensible.
Yep.
Yeah, and also I feel like this is all new territory in the container world in general. So I expect there to be reasons to extend. You can always deprecate when you have that struct in there. But digest is like a common denominator between all tools I could find. Like this Auras tool, Podman allows digests. It's pretty low level, but I guess since the only consumer out there wants it like that, then okay, no problem. And this is going to be the only consumer. Like I don't see anybody else creating this kind of data volume without this new VM import controller. So yeah. Actually, I was saying this web is close. I can just speak to the CDI side of it. We will probably just acknowledge the CDI API changes, and we have other people looking in the vert import controller. That's quite a bit to this web other than CDI. Okay, so that's on this one. Our favorite unsafe and direct sync cache modes. Use this opportunity to say that I feel like we all collectively lost on this one, like root maintainers, SIG maintainers, the author. It's just it got stuck in the process. I tried to intervene like myself, but the author is like taking a step back, I think. Although I did see the web get revived today, so maybe they had a change of heart. Anyways, the PR's ready, um, the web's ready. It's just ping ponging with so many process opinions and holds, and it's messy. Talked to Vladik about this. Actually, Vladik was on board to like fast track it, but still wanted web changes. Talked to the author. They wanted to move slower. They didn't want to see the web process add all this overhead. So I'm not sure how to take this further. I just know that we all lose from this being stuck in the queue for so long. Like I know there's a real use case for direct sync, and I know we have at least one root maintainer that is willing to accept direct sync to the API. So anything else is noise at the moment. So yeah, that's on that. No action item. Um, the author is reviving it today, it seems. Let's see how it goes. Raw.io. So we have quite a bit happening there actually. I tried to join the web meeting last week. I talked about this, presented the OpenShift coupling concern, like why are we holding it over OpenShift? Had some pushback. Vladik wants to see it. Wants to see some OpenShift coupling addressed, or at least not made worse by the web. Not sure I agree on that one, but I did suggest a way forward here. That we kick out anything OpenShift specific about this web to a different component that's OpenShift aware, like a HCO maybe. Yeah, need to ping Vladik about this. And I know we had some POC about propagating the capabilities, like this row IO capability dynamically instead of hard coding the list. And I think the POC isn't working. I think I saw the challenge that.
Yeah, the POC won't work. I wrote a comment about it on the POC PR.
Yeah, check that. What's it like? Oh yeah, ambient capabilities. That's like not even close in Kubernetes.
Yeah, it's pretty much been abandoned as well. So
Yeah.
like we need some leverage on both the Kubernetes and the CRI folks to actually drive this forward.
Yeah.
Because historically, at least from what, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was finish your thought. I have like a fundamental issue with this.
Historically, from what I could gather, there isn't really a problem with allowing ambient capability set. It's just that there was lack of appetite, at least from like upstream maintainers, so it was never really pushed forward.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say I'm pretty sure this raw IO thing is 100% deserving of a core API. Like this is a core API. What is a core API if this is not core API? Like I think we are spending so much time trying to make this a plugin. What are we doing? It's clearly a core API. Like, how do you take advantage of, like real LUN bus functionality? Like, this is one of those cases, like, it's just a core API. And I think Vladik agrees, like, just this old comment here where we go back and forth, and Vladik's like, yeah, it actually is a core API. Take it back. So I'm just confused why we're doing all this work to make it a plugin, like this comment right here. Like on a logical level, this is not something niche. This is something people are going to use. I think.
Yeah, we're just getting like dragged by these OpenShift specific issues, which unfortunate.
I think it was the plugin discussion too. When I joined that web meeting last week, I was being pushed on the plugin approach. So it's not just the OpenShift thing. I would love it to only be the OpenShift thing.
Right, and we can't use the plugin because of the capabilities can't get passed along, right?
Yeah, that's new information though. Like it's a few days old.
Okay.
I think Vladik was in Vladik's own development environment. He somehow made it work, so he thought it was going to merge eventually. But no, it's debunked. I think we need to meet in a small forum and just kick the OpenShift stuff out of KubeVirt. I think that's solid middle ground.
I mean, the core design besides the OpenShift TCC, is there an agreement there? Because last time I recall that Lubo had some differing opinions.
Don't remember anything like that. I remember it was all about the security angle.
Yeah, no, it wasn't the security angle, just not only like OpenShift SEC related.
Mm-hmm.
To me, like if you're upstream with PSA, there's no security issue. It's just with OpenShift and SCCs that complicates things.
By the way, I recall the motivation in the web makes it sound like it's only needed for like maintenance type VMs. I'm not sure that's true. I think people are going to be looking for a parity with like VMware, uh, where something like this is closer to what they have by default. I think it's I pinged you offline about persistent reservation with this. Maybe we should make the whole thing pass through with raw IO, like without helper and multipath handling.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Is this targeting or would you like to target it 110?
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know that I'm going to be able to work on this for 110, but Um, and we have a workaround for downstream customers, but this is something that should be part of upstream, and I think should be part of the API.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think the path here is to meet meet in a small forum about this. And I think people do this, like they meet about a certain web. They put up the calendar invite for everybody, but only if you join. If that sounds good, I can probably arrange it next week. Okay. Let's put up a reminder here. So we have a few other VIPs, but we're running low on time. I did want to get to the open floor and also give folks a chance to bring up their own PRs topics. So I think we can hold off on these two for this week. Extend hot plug APIs is going to get rewritten aggressively in a plugin specific way. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I was hoping folks have open floor topics, or I can just start with my own. Okay, I can start then with this carryover from last time. I noticed some PRs in the snapshot test suite, I believe it was, and it got me thinking that we could just go GA and eliminate some complexity in the webhook. Like when would you not want snapshots, like use cases for disabling snapshots? It's like a core feature. And the only gating is the webhook, and it has a bunch of interfaces in the code base that make the testing different, and you test the disabled state, the enabled state. It feels like we can eliminate all of this as part of GA. So yeah, I guess we don't need a VIP, and I'm pretty sure that's the correct path here. I don't remember us needing a VIP to go beta, and there wasn't a VIP for snapshot since it's been so core and so it predates the whole process. So I guess this is just about finding somebody to work on this and doing the change. Okay. The other topic I had, and I already pinged a few folks about this, is the owner reference on removed data volumes, like removed data volume templates. Basically, there's this behavior where we claim data volumes in the VM data volume templates list, but we never release them, and it was never a problem. I struggle to see the use case, but apparently some people do remove data volume templates, and they could follow up years later and delete the VM, in which case you could view this as like a data loss when your DV gets deleted. I I don't know what I think about it, about the use case, but there is an argument to be made that this is wrong. This is like an oversight, a bug in KubeVirt. So I put up the PR, I put it on hold so we can discuss it. There's the whole question about VEPs, if we want to tackle this as a VEP or yeah. I guess Michael, you had some thoughts about the use case, which I kind of had myself.
Yeah, it's weird to like, okay, I'm creating this VM with templates, but then I'm going to remove the templates. Why use the templates in the first place? The data volume, we have a whole path for making data volumes, standalone.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, the whole thing with data volumes is that they're owned by the VM. And I mean, to me, that's like the major use case is that you delete the VM, that deletes the templates. They're owned by the VM. I can understand, like, you delete a template, we delete the data volume. That makes sense to me. That's similar to like, in other things like deployments. You scale down, you delete a pod, like deleting a template and removing an owner reference seems a little awkward. Like that just, I don't know. Doesn't, I haven't seen that anywhere else.
Are you suggesting like the release should be defined to be a deletion of the data volume or both dodgy?
Well, I mean, they both seem. The thing to me is like if you're going to be managing data volumes in this way, don't use data volume templates. Is kind of uh, the natural way to do it. But just removing an owner reference from a resource, like saying, "Oh, I'm not managing this thing anymore," that seems unusual to me.
Yeah. Somebody else unmuted? Or did I hallucinate that?
I guess
I did, yeah. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just trying to figure out how to construct my thoughts on this. Like, I think that there's always going to be the person that um, begins with a data volume template and then realizes that they have some more complicated use case. Like, for some reason, they need to move this data volume over to a different VM because there's something wrong with that VM. Or there's always going to be cases. We need to make sure that we don't back people into a corner, but I also do think that when you go outside of the typical management path for data volumes, like I don't know that we need to like bend over backwards. Like it can be a documented procedure that, and we like try our best not to delete data when we don't have to. But just because it is the cost of accidentally deleting something is high, but yeah, I don't know. It's not super clear how we want to behave, but people do need some flexibility to change their mind and move things around.
Yeah, I mean, they can delete the owner references themselves, just like they deleted the templates,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And presumably, like, yeah, maybe they don't know that these owner references exist, but if they don't know that these owner references exist, why would they be deleting the data volume, the template definitions in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
Like it, yeah, it just seems to me like, okay, I'm trying to imagine a user that, like, why would they delete these data volume templates? Like the definitions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like the world would have been a better place if we enforced immutability on them, but we didn't. So I feel like we will have to consider what we do here. Maybe not a bug fix, but maybe we'll have to develop an API for new versions.
Yeah, I think the policy thing, similar to stateful set, it's a little more awkward in this case, but I think, I mean, if we want to support this uh, use case, we should make it explicit.
What about the volume update strategy? And like just have a new volume update strategy of like remove that's defined what it does, and it won't let you change the data volume template unless you use a volume update strategy.
The
I don't know if
volume
that's possible to
update.
put in.
That's, I think, overloading the volume update strategy a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Because the
agree.
volume update strategy now just applies to volumes, has nothing to do with like data volume templates.
That's fair. That's fair.
Where is this use case coming from? Is there like a
I asked for some elaboration, but as it's spelled out to me as a bug report, it's just, somebody detailing the steps. I deleted the DV template, then I deleted the VM. Now I have data loss. So
well?
I'm also trying to understand uh, like the end
I
goal.
think I think the issue here is you're always going to find somebody. There's probably one person that thinks it's working the way that it should, and then you're going to find another person that's incensed by it. So the worry I have is if we change this, then somebody else is gonna file a bug report. You guys had a regression. Now it's doing something I don't want it to do. And like, as long as the Kubernetes resources behave the way that they should, which is, yeah, there's an owner reference. You started mucking around in the details of how we manage this stuff and you forgot the owner references. So sorry. That's why you have backups if you're going to mess around in the details.
Yeah, I'm not so sure you can craft a negative outcome of this change. Like at worst, you now have to take an extra step to delete yourself.
Yeah, somebody will complain that it was left behind, and I never asked it to be left behind. I want my system to
Yeah,
be cleaned up automatically. This is why I used the data volume template to start with, and now you guys change the behavior. Like, I mean, people don't like changed stuff. So,
yeah, here I don't know. Like I feel like we're augmenting it to fit like the negative case. I think really this is not going to hurt anybody, and if it hurts, then I feel safer standing behind feel easier standing behind the decision to
yeah.
correct the behavior. But yeah, I'm more interested in the, I don't know how to describe it, like the end use case. Like why were they snooping around and they're deleting data volume templates? That's the bigger thing to me. Maybe this is a
Mm-hmm.
pattern they were familiar with from a different resource that's not in the core API, Kubernetes. I don't know. It is something that's common in um, like in Git workflows.
Mm,
Like I forget how the tool is called, the tool that manages your state through GitOps.
yeah.
flux or whatever. Maybe that messes up with owner references and somehow introduces a pinpoint.
Yeah, I think it would be interesting to get a full end-to-end story on what was done and why.
Didn't it start from like they having existing DV and then using the same DV name in the data volume template?
No, that's we have
Yeah.
a web for that. That's the adjacent issue, and that's a behavior change. But it seems like here there is no name parity. It's totally distinct data volumes and VMs.
Okay.
But yeah, you're right to point this out. Like very adjacent. The whole adoption thing that has a open web. I felt like this, if somebody described a good use case, wouldn't need a web, but um, to be honest, I'm not too sure anymore. I guess we'll have to see how it unfolds with the full end-to-end use case. Okay. The other topic I had, and I don't have the link to it, but some community members looking into rejecting LANs with VirtIO, and they put up like a summary of what they're going to do, and apparently today the defaulting logic in KubeVirt goes with VirtIO bus for LANs, at least in ARM and IBM Z. So the whole thing, I think the whole thing is bugged. Like, surely LAN is only SCSI today, and we are doing bad defaulting for the arbitrary VM. I think it's SATA for AMD 64. It's also wrong for LANs, I would argue. So yeah, I'm not sure how this has not been an issue for people. I wonder if we ship LAN instance types. Probably don't. Like that's like a property of the.
I don't think LUNs are that common, but probably mostly just for the persistent reservation.
Aren't the array folks doing LANs for their disks? Like everybody using Trident NAS?
No, those are both. Well, Trident. Well, that would be NF. Trident can be it's often NFS or it's block. I haven't seen LUNs with Trident before.
Oh yeah, you may be right. Yeah, they just use the default templates, and those are using VirtIO. I wonder if that's desired though. Like, shouldn't we be steering them towards LANs, or would LANs not be a huge deal when you don't use the raw IO, which again
Yeah,
is all intertwined?
yeah. I don't think most people use like the SCSI commands. Just and most people are just using block to get the read write many.
Is it just about the commands though? Like, isn't it like a performance thing when you do it direct?
No, and there's no real performance benefit. I don't think. It's just the interface.
Okay. So yeah, we have that community member, and I outlined it being an issue. Um, hopefully they just follow up and take care of that too. Surely we at least want to default it properly instead of defaulting it to vert.io.
I guess iSCSI is probably the other LUN use case. I don't think that's very common either.
Okay. Right, so I think we're quite a bit over, but I still like to ask if anybody has any other topics to bring up. Any open PRs that are rotting that we might have missed. Okay, cool. Thank you everybody for joining then, and I will see you 2 weeks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.